Hi Yogi, welcome to Yoga with Alina, and today we have a 30-minute Power Vinyasa Flow. Get ready to sweat. Not an easy practice, but definitely a fun one. I'm not using any props, but as always, grab them if you want them, and I'll see you on the mat in a couple of moments. We're going to start this practice on our backs today. We're going to keep the soles of the feet together. We're going to drop the knees down to the sides so it becomes a Supta Baddha Konasana. And once you get all the way down on the floor, just relax your body. Try to make it as heavy as possible on the ground. Close your eyes. And the first couple of moments of the practice, as always, we're taking for ourselves to disconnect from the outside world and whatever might have happened before, whatever you might be excited for after the practice, and just being here, dedicating this time to ourselves, our well-being, our health. Start noticing any sensations, feelings, emotions, thoughts, whatever is coming up for you. When you feel ready, notice the breath, and you can start deepening the breath. Create a nice deep inhale as we're matching that with long, long exhales. Sending the air up and down the back of the throat, creating an ocean-like sound, and I really want you to tune into the breath. Taking a couple of more rounds of breathing here before we move any further. And then you're going to bring the hands under your thighs and bring the knees together to touch. Use your hands to help you with this. And then once the knees are touching one another, heel to your feet about mid distance apart. Toes are going to go in, the heels are going out. Very gentle stretch going down the outer thighs. And staying in this very gentle outer thigh stretch, you're going to set up an intention for the practice. Why are you here? Who brought you here? And what is it that's going to keep you on the mat the entire practice? Very personal question. Now once you've done that, we're bringing the feet back together. And once the feet touch one another, bring the knees into your chest and give yourself a nice loving hug. Take a moment here thanking yourself for making it to the mat today. And from this one, you're going to bring the arms by your sides and straighten the legs up to the ceiling. Flex your feet. Imagine that the heels are pressed up against the ceiling. We're going to take a deep inhale. Stay here for the exhale. And then exhale, you're starting to lower the right leg down. Just the right leg, the lower back is pressed against the floor. You're going to tap the right heel down to the floor and then exhale, lift the right leg back up. Inhale, very, very slowly. Left leg does the same exact thing. We're matching the sides. And then tap the heel down. Exhale, lift it back up. Keep going just like this, moving at your own pace with your breath. This one is for you to synchronize the breath and your movement and to start activating the core. Now what I want you to bring your awareness to is that the lower back is pressed against the floor the entire time, but the upper body is completely relaxed. Your lower abdominals are starting to engage. Your legs are definitely working. The hip flexors are there in the mix as well. But the upper body is resting. The shoulders, the neck, the head, the chest, the arms, all that is just hanging there. Keep going. We're going to do one more on each side or something along those lines. Never any rush in this practice. So really take your time, feel it. The next time your left leg comes back up, you're going to bring the knees into the chest and give yourself one more loving hug. Start rocking side to side. Massage your back. Notice how that feels. And then you're going to start rocking up and down your spine. And we're gaining momentum. We're going to use that momentum to rock ourselves all the way up into standing forward fold. Top of the mat, you're going to shake it out, bend and straighten your legs a few times. And then from this forward fold, find stillness. Hands are coming to your shins, blocks or floor. Inhale, half of it. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale, half of it. And exhale, down. Good. Next, inhale, lift yourself all the way up to standing. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands come down to heart center in prayer. Take a few moments, check in. The body, the breath, the intention, the mind. How's that all going after these first few movements that we have done on the mat today? And from this one with me, inhale, reach up. Right and grabs the left wrist, pull it up and over. To the right, you're going to look up to the ceiling. And inhale, back up. Switch the grip and go over to the other side. You're looking up again. Inhale, lift to back up. Exhale, hands behind the tailbone, clasp hands together. Reach the knuckles down, press those foreheads and the chest up. Hands are staying exactly as they are. Inhale, lifts you up. We're going to bend the knees and cascade the body over the thighs. Let that one fist you created to fall over your head. And take a moment here. We're going to bend the right knee. Once you bend the right knee, the right shoulder will come a bit closer to it. The shoulder coming closer to the knee is not an actual movement that you're doing consciously. That's something that's just happening once you're bending the right knee. That's all that I want you to know. And then straighten the right leg, bend the left knee, same exact thing. You're just looking the other way. That's going to highlight the stretch on the right side right now. You're going to feel your right shoulder a bit more. Left shoulder might touch the left knee, who knows? Maybe not today. And then come back to center. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, drop the hands under the shoulders and shake it out, let it go. Hands are going to come to shins, blocks or floor, just like before. Inhale, half of it. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale, lower. Last one, inhale. As you exhale, step back, coming into your high plank with the shoulders over the wrist, the heels on top of your toes. You're pushing away from the ground. You're going to separate the shoulder blades as much as possible, and we're getting ready to go into our vinyasa together. Before we do, make sure your plank is on point. Again, the heels are on top of your toes, so important. And with your next inhale, push the shoulders over the fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog, open up the heart. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. We're pushing the hips back and up, arriving into the first downward facing dog of the practice. If you want, you can bend and straighten the legs. Cool with me. Any movements are welcome. Try to separate the shoulder blades though. Try to keep the knuckles of the index fingers grounded, but the shoulder blades separated. That's going to bring your arm into somewhat of a neutral position. We're going to find stillness with the legs. We'll move through this vinyasa 3 more times, then until the end of the practice, vinyasas will be optional. You know me, I like to make this deal with you. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. The next inhale, lift the heels and round yourself forward, coming into your high plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, make it a good one. You're still fresh. Inhale, half of it. Not halfway, all the way up. We're actually coming into up dog. And then exhale, push back, coming into your downward face. You have 2 more just like this. Inhale, lift the heels and round yourself forward, high plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows frame in the rib cage. Inhale, upward facing dog, open the heart. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Last one with me. Inhale, bring yourself forward. Articulate your spine as you're doing this movement. And then exhale, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. We're pushing the hips back and up. We're meeting in this beautiful upside down V shape. Keep the same distance between the hands and the feet. You can bend and straighten your legs if you want, getting deeper into the hamstrings. Just taking a couple of moments here before we go to our right side flow. So with your next inhale, the right leg is going to go all the way up to the ceiling. Any movements with the right leg, whatever comes to your mind, you can explore that. You can circle out the hip flexor, you can bend and straighten the leg, you can circle out the ankle. You know what to do, just listen to yourself. Really doesn't matter what I'm doing, doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. This is your time. The next inhale, straighten the right leg up to the ceiling, open up the hip, point the toes. Exhale, the right knee's coming in and up, touch your nose here as much as you can. We're going to step the right foot between the hands. Left knee goes down to the floor. I want you to make sure front and ankle are in one line. And then melt the chest over the right thigh. Let the head drop down. Use the weight of your body and the gravity to pull the hips down a bit more and to open them up a bit more here. Taking a couple of moments. Come back to your breath if you need to. And then we're starting to move again. Inhale, chest comes up just a couple of inches. Then exhale, the hips are going tiny bit lower. We'll do this again. Inhale, half of it. And exhale down. Last time, inhale. Hold it here. Hands are going to come to the front. You're going to start straightening the elbows, creating a tiny little back bend for yourself. Keep sinking the hips nice and low. Your back bends start at the hips. We're taking a moment here. Good. Inhale, lift you out of it. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. We're going to keep biceps framing the ears. Tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee off the floor, coming into our high lunge. Should be a nice deep lunge. Your right knee is bent at about 90-degree angle. The back leg is super strong and straight. The back heel is on top of your toes. Another inhale here. Exhale, lower halfway down. You're creating a beautiful diagonal line from the back heel to the fingertips. From here, bring the hands at the heart center in prayer. We're going to bend the back leg a little bit and then push off your left foot to fly into a variation of a warrior three. You're going to flex the floating foot and bring the body parallel to the ground, creating capital letter T out of your own body. Spin your left toes to face the floor. Right now, they're probably facing the left side of the room. It's okay, but we want to close out the hip. We're going to take a deep inhale. As you exhale, start bending the standing leg. You're just bending the standing leg. No big deal. Just go for it. Sit a little bit lower. You're trying to touch the chest to the right thigh. And then with a lot of control, you're stepping the left foot back behind you. This time, lower the left heel down. We're arriving into warrior one. The hips are still facing the front of the room. Reach the arms up. The stance might not be as long as before, but try to push the left hip forward. Doing another back bend, cactus the elbows and the chest up. Open up the heart. This one might be a little bit deeper than before. Then bring the hands behind the tailbone, clasp the hands together. Reach the knuckles down. Keep the bend in the front leg. Good. Nothing changes with the lower body. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, humble warrior. Right shoulder inside the right knee. Left shoulder is coming forward, same as the left hip. Your body's still facing the front of the room. Nothing has changed there. Good. You're going to bend the right knee one more inch. Then inhale, straighten the front leg. You're just straightening the front leg. That's all that's happening. The right leg is probably getting into a little bit of shakes, at least mine does. You're going to keep your body folded in half. Bring the right toes in. You're coming into wide-legged forward fold with your shoulder stretch. Take a few moments here. Good. The next exhale, drop the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, half with it. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Good. One more time. Inhale, half with it. You're going to heel toe the feet a little closer together, about 3 times. Press into the outer blades of your feet. Bring the arms out into a T and lift yourself all the way up to standing, coming into strong standing pose. We're getting ready for our triangle series. Bring the right toes to face the front of the room. Send the hips back and reach the right hand forward. When you can go further, tilt for your triangle. Gaze goes up. There's no weight in the bottom hand. The length is happening in the left side body. The left shoulder is going back behind you a little bit more. And wherever you're looking is where the chest is going. So definitely looking up, never looking down. From here, lower the gaze down about a foot in front of the right big toe. Funny I say it right after I said never looking down, but this one is for stability. Bend the right knee and float the back foot. Grip through the toes of the standing leg. Flex the floating foot. Imagine the floating foot is pressed against the back wall. Now you've done a balancing pose before. Your body was in a little different position, but nothing major has changed. Let's take a deep inhale. As you exhale, start bending the standing leg. Or just bending the standing leg. The right knee is bending. You've done that before. Again, we're just repeating with a different body position this time. And with a lot of control, you're going to step your left foot as far back as you can, arriving into the longest stance of the practice, your warrior two, sitting low into the right leg. Rotate the right palm, exhale, right arm up, left and down, no weight in the bottom hand. The stretch is happening in the right side body. If you feel anything in the lower back, look down. Good. We're going to keep the right knee bent. Inhale, lift you back. Right elbow inside the right knee. Push it out, opening the hips more. Left arm reaches up and over. Extended side angle, look up. We're going to bring the top arm behind the head. My favorite variation. Right hand grabs the left wrist. You're pulling the left hand down. Spinning the chest up a little bit more. Try to make the top elbow disappear behind your head. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. You're just straightening the front leg. That's all that's happening. Good. This next part is going to be a little scary, but move slowly, move very intentionally. Inhale, lift you up. The obliques are working like crazy. Good. And then separate the hands. Cartwheel the arms around. Hands are going to frame the front leg. Lift the back heel off the floor. Fold over the right thigh. Very long pyramid pose. The back heel is lifted, and then together, inhale, halfway lift. Flex the right foot. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale, halfway up. Lift the back heel higher. Separate the shoulder blades and slide the right leg back and up. Open up the hip, point the toes. Three-legged vinyasa is optional, but if you're really going for it today, then definitely suggest to try. Right foot doesn't touch the floor. If you're not moving through your vinyasa, then you're just meeting me in the down dog split with the right leg lifted, and with every single inhale, try to send it even higher up. One more inhale here. Exhale, the right knee's coming in and up to touch the right triceps. You know me, no jokes about that part. Maybe even the right armpit, why not? And then step the right foot outside the right hand. Heel toe the right foot in a little bit closer. We don't need super wide stance. And when you feel ready, drop the left knee down. Lizard lunge, hands, forearms down on the floor, whatever you need. And this is the time for you to come back to your breath, come back to your intention. An amazing thing in yoga is whenever we strengthen something, we also stretch it. So no matter how powerful the class is, there's always balance happening. So this is our balance. How does it feel? Slow down. Breathe. We're not going to be holding these stretches for long today, but we're holding them enough for you to start feeling the shift, the emotions, the sensations. Let's do another breath in this lizard lunge. On the next inhale, if you're down on the forearms like I am, you're going to lift yourself back on your hands. And then heel toe the right foot over to the left, coming into your pigeon pose. Now don't be afraid to go on a diagonal here. You're not just shifting the right foot over to the left, you're also lowering it down a little bit so that you're not twisting your knee in the process. And then once you arrive into your pigeon pose, you can just relax here on the forearms. If you're not sure about your pigeon pose, I have an amazing tutorial for you. Make sure to check it out so that you always get the maximum out of this posture. This is one of my favorites. So if you're not friends with this pose yet, I'm sure you will. Hang with me longer. Holding this pigeon pose for a little bit longer right now. Maybe rock side to side if that feels good. But remember, always coming back to stillness, coming back to middle grounds, coming back to our balance. How does it feel? Beautiful, beautiful job. With your next inhale, you're going to walk the hands back. We're going to lift the chest, no dropping to the right hip. Bend your left knee and send the left hand behind you. Grabbing foot or ankle, pull the heel in and send the left shoulder forward more. Getting into the left quad. Not an easy stretch, I know that, but try to lean more to the left side so that the left knee doesn't face out. It likes doing it, but that's the moment where you lose half of the pose. Not something we want to do. And then you're going to let it go. Hands are coming underneath your shoulders. Tuck the back toes under and step back into your downward facing dog. Straighten the right leg. Bend your left knee and then reach the right hand to grab the left ankle, dog twist. You're going to straighten the left leg and look underneath the left armpit. Now your hips are going to try to kind of
Get out of the balance here. Your right hip is going to try to drop a little lower than the left. See if you can lift it higher.
And then let it go. Come back to your downward facing dog. I promised you vinyasas were going to be optional till the end of the practice. They are. But if you want your vinyasa, this is one of those chances. If you're going for it, go at your own pace. Move with your breath. Let the breath guide it for you. And if you're not going for it today, then you're just staying in your downward facing dog. Enjoying the pose. Maybe you bend and straighten the legs. Maybe you do any other movements.
Whatever needs to be done. The practice is yours. I'm here entertaining you mostly, suggesting the poses. But the actual work, you're doing that. Good, and this is how we'll go to the left side. So with your next inhale, left leg is going to go all the way up to the ceiling. Any movements with the left leg, whatever comes to your mind, you can explore that. Circle out the hip flexor, you can bend and straighten the leg, you can circle out the ankle, you already know.
You don't have to worry about matching the size. That's my job. You're just being in the moment. And with your next inhale, you're going to send the left leg all the way up to the ceiling. Open up the hip, point the toes. Exhale, squeeze your left knee in and up. Touch your nose here as much as you can. And then step the left foot between the hands. Right knee goes down to the floor. Make sure your left knee and ankle are in one line. And you're going to drop the chest over the left thigh. Let the head drop down as well. The weight of your body, the gravity are working for you, not against you. Right now, you're going to close your eyes and just feel. Take it in a few moments. This is our calm before the storm, because you know the next couple of poses are not going to be as peaceful, but it's okay. We'll get through it together. Inhale, halfway lift, starting to move. Exhale, the hips are going tiny bit lower. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale down. Last one, inhale. Hold it here, bring the hands to the front. You're going to start straightening the elbows, creating tiny little back bend for yourself. The hips are going down. The back bends always start at your hips. And then maybe the gaze goes up if the balance is good today. Inhale is going to lift you out of it. Reach the arms up to the ceiling, biceps by the ears. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the floor. This becomes a very deep, very strong lunge. The back heel is on top of your toes. Your front knee is bent at about 90-degree angle. Taking another inhale. Exhale, lean forward. Beautiful diagonal line from the back heel to your fingertips. Keep the bend in the front leg. Lower the hands down to heart center in prayer. That's going to make it a bit more accessible. Bend the right knee. You're going to push off the right leg and float into a variation of your warrior 3. Flex the floating foot. Chest is staying lifted because you're looking a tiny bit in front of yourself. And then try to spin the right toes down to face the floor. This is how we close our hips. The breath is staying nice and smooth here. Grip through the toes of the standing leg. We're going to take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, start bending the standing leg. Just bending the standing leg, no big deal. The bottom of the ribcage is trying to touch your left thigh. Sit a little lower here. And then with control, you're stepping your right foot back behind you, but this time right heel goes down 45-degree angle or so. Try to keep the hips facing the front of the room and send the arms back. Sit a little bit lower into your left leg. Then open up the heart, send the chest up, cactus the elbows. Good. Lower the hands behind the tailbone. We're going to clasp the hands together and reach the knuckles down. Keep the breath going, bend the front knee even more. The lower body stays as it is. Inhale, lift you up. Exhale, fold forward your left shoulder inside the left knee. You're coming into your humble warrior. Try to send the right shoulder and the right hip all forward so that you're still facing the front edge of the mat. You're going to bend the front knee so much that one day your crown of the head is going to touch the floor. I'm not there yet, but maybe you are. Who knows? Take a deep inhale. Stay here for the exhale. With your next inhale, you're straightening the front leg. You're just straightening the front leg. That's it. The body stays folded in half. And then from here, bring your left toes in, coming into your wide-legged forward fold. This time around, drop the hands down under your shoulders right away and grab the outer blades of your feet or the ankles. Start pulling the crown of the head down. Bend the elbows sideways, shoulders away from the ears. Neck is super, super long.
Breath is staying nice and smooth here. You're engaging. The more you bring the weight into the front of your feet, the more you'll feel it in the hamstrings. Just saying, something I'm personally always looking forward to. And then we're going to let it go. Hands are coming underneath the shoulders. Inhale, half of it. Heel to your feet closer together about 3 times. We're shortening the stance dramatically, and then from there, fold. One more time. Inhale, half of it. Press into the outer blades of your feet. Bring the arms out into a T and lift yourself all the way up to standing. Strong core is helping you. From this one, bring the left toes to face the front of the room. Send the hips back and reach the left hand forward. When you can go further, tilt foot, triangle, gaze goes up. No weight in the bottom hand. The top shoulder is going back behind you. Keep the breath. And we're going to look down. Bend the front knee and float the back foot. No rush. Take your time. You're going to grip through the toes of the standing leg. I promise you don't need the bottom hand for anything. I know that a lot of us are going to really want to lower down on the block or floor. That's okay, but maybe, just maybe, you can lift it off today. Use the core. It's strong, I promise you. We're going to take another inhale here. Exhale, start bending the standing leg. You're just bending the standing leg. Wow, I'm extra shaky in this one today. Sit a little bit lower. Try to touch the left side body to the left thigh. And with a lot of control, you're going to step your right foot as far back as it goes, coming into your warrior two. We're separating the legs as much as possible. Look towards the front of the room. Rotate the left palm and exhale. Left arm up, right and down. No weight in the bottom hand. And if you feel anything in the lower back, you're going to look down because we want to keep it in the side body. Keep the bend in the front knee. Inhale, lift you back up. Exhale, your left elbow goes inside the left knee. Push it out. Right arm reaches up and over. Extended side angle. Look up again. My favorite arm variation, top arm behind you. Grab the top wrist with the bottom hand. Pull it down. Make the top elbow disappear behind your head. And then keep looking up very slowly, straight in the front leg. Go very slowly here. You go fast, you lose balance. Almost guaranteed. I've done it before, I promise. And then you're going to keep looking up. Keep the arms as they are. The legs are straight. Inhale, lifts you up. You're coming into standing again. Your core is pulling you up. Separate the hands. Cartwheel the arms around. Hands are going to frame the front leg. Lift the back heel off the floor and fold over your left thigh. Take a few moments here. Getting into the left hamstring should feel pretty good. The legs are super far away from one another. And then with me, inhale, chest comes up a little bit. Flex your left foot, exhale, fold. Let's do it again. Inhale, half of it. Push away from the ground or the blocks if you're using them. Lift the back heel even higher up. And slide your left leg back and up. Open up the hip, point the toes. Three-legged vinyasa is just an option. Take it if you want, leave it out if you don't. But if you're taking it, no cheating. The left foot doesn't touch the floor. If you're not taking it, you're just sending the left leg higher up with every single inhale. Fine with me. We're meeting in the down dog split. Sending the left leg even higher up. Exhale. You're going to squeeze your left knee to the left triceps as much as you can. And with a lot of control, we're stepping the left foot outside the left hand. Lower the right knee down. Good. Heel to your foot in first. Do not miss that step. We don't need super wide stance on this one. And once you arrive into your lizard lunge, this is where you get to come back to your breath. I definitely need to do this. You get to come back to your breath, check in with yourself, and just relax. Taking a few moments here, balancing it out. Whenever we strengthen, we also stretch. Try to keep your left big toe down on the floor for this one. Really important to do after what we just did. Notice any sensations, any feelings, emotions, whatever is coming up, whatever is rushing through right now, be very present for it. Mat is the safe space.
And then from here, we're going to lift ourselves back onto our hands if you're down in the forms like I was. And heel to your left foot over to the right, a bit on a diagonal. Don't be afraid to lower the foot down so that we don't twist the knee in the process. Definitely not our intention here. And once you've found your pigeon, you're going to drop down in the forearms again, maybe even lower than that. Maybe your entire body is down. Or maybe if you're using props today, you're making a good use of those. You're listening to yourself. You're creating the practice for yourself. I'm never going to get tired of that. I'm never going to get tired of saying that. I'm just here suggesting things. I'm here to remind you. I'm here to pull you back into right here, right now. But the work, that's all you. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. Nothing crazy. Again, just enough for us to feel. And with your next inhale, you're going to walk the hands back up to lift the chest. Stay lifted through the left hip. It likes to drop here down. Don't let it happen. Bend the right knee and send the right hand behind you, grabbing foot or ankle, quad stretch. You're going to push the right heel and send the right shoulder a little bit further forward. Remember to breathe. Good. Maybe lean to the right a bit more, making sure the right knee is not facing out. And then you're going to let it go. Hands are coming underneath your shoulders. Tuck the back toes under. Step back into downward facing dog. We're straightening the left leg. We're going to bend the right leg. And then reach your left hand to grab the right ankle. Straighten the right leg. Look underneath the right armpit. Find your balance. Find your stability. And then work on leveling out your hips. The left hip is going to be a little lower than the right. So you need to level it out to actually feel that twist, feel that stretch, feel that, I forgot what word I was about to use here, but definitely just feel. Come back to your downward facing dog. And then final vinyasa here if you want to take it. If not, your last downward facing dog, you're simply enjoying the pose. If you're moving through a vinyasa, remember to synchronize your breath and your movement, just like everything in this practice. We're all meeting in the downward facing dog. How you get there, what you do staying there is completely up to you. Maybe a couple of leg movements before we move further. And from this upside down V shape, you're going to look between the thumbs. Bend your knees, walk, jump, flow, crawl. How you get there, it doesn't really matter, but we're landing on the sit bones. And we're going to lift the feet off the ground right away. And then once the feet are off the ground, reach the arms towards the front of the room. I want you to really work on nice long spine. Point the toes. And if all that is good, you can lift the shins parallel to the ground. If shins parallel to the ground is just simply not enough for your core today, then you're going to straighten the legs all the way up. Try to keep the back straight and the chest lifted. I'm shaking here. Let's take a deep inhale and stay here for the exhale. Next, inhale halfway down, canoe or low boat, however you want to call it. Lower back is pressed against the ground. Exhale, you're going to lift yourself back up. We're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale halfway down. Exhale, lifting yourself back up. Last one, halfway down, and you're holding it here. Lower back is pressed against the floor. The toes are pointed towards the front. The arms are reaching towards your feet, shoulders away from the ears. Neck is long. Yes, I'm still talking, and yes, we're still holding. Another deep inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Just drop it down. Let go of this crazy pose. For me, it's definitely one of the harder core poses, I'll be honest with you. But that's it. It's all over now. So we got to enjoy our final posture of the practice, final shavasana. Let's take a deep inhale together. And exhale, let it go. Let this be enough for this practice, yogi. I really encourage you to enjoy this pose for the next 3 to 5 minutes to take in everything we just did. And I want to thank you so much for practicing with me today. From my heart to yours, Namaste.